Today I'm going to be playing some Silence Priest with Sunstruck Henchman. The Henchman isn't exactly the best silence target in the world, but the benefit of playing him in this deck is that sometimes you just don't have to waste a silence on him. You can save it for your Ancient Watcher or Arcane Watcher. But then sometimes when you have an extra silence laying around, he's still a pretty good silence target. Other than the Henchman, I think most of this looks pretty standard. We've got, I think, 6 silences with 2 Unsleeping Soul, 2 Librarian, and 2 Silence. Our silence targets are Ancient Watcher, Arcane Watcher, the Henchman, and sort of Hench-Clan Shadequill, although definitely not necessary. For some other big stuff, I've got a couple copies of Faceless Rager, which has a lot of good targets in this deck. We've got High Priest Amet, which is just an independently very strong card. Although in this deck in particular, I'm not sure how good it is. Like, it doesn't actually do anything with Ancient Watcher or Arcane Watcher since you have to silence them anyway. But it's still quite good with, like, Northshire Cleric. It's decent with the Sunstruck Henchman. It's very good with Psychopomp since it gives you 2 bodies. So I think just the power level of High Priest Amet is high enough to warrant an inclusion in the deck. I've also got a copy of Sandhoof Waterbearer. Got a lot of big, mid-rangey minions, and the Waterbearer is a pretty good way to heal those up so I can keep trading with them. Or in a pinch, she can help keep me alive so I can start sending my Watchers to the opponent's face. And finally, to go with all our big, mid-rangey guys, we've got a couple copies of Divine Spirit and a couple copies of Inner Fire to help us close out the game. Do I keep Circle of Healing with Cleric? Probably.
Is someone injured? Right away.
Definitely looking out for a silence. I think I coined this out. It's really good tempo, and I get to draw 2 cards off Cleric here. Wow. Is Silence Priest this strong? Tier 1 deck?
Give me strength.
I don't think I can keep the Rager without a target. Two, 3, 4 curve. Need to find some silences though.
Got something to hide?
So I've got the double silence next turn, or I can just play a 4-drop. Seems like double silence is probably the way to go. You wanted to set up for this Sunraver Spy, so the secret could really be anything other than snipe.
I wonder. I just want some peace and quiet.
Do I want to play Divine Spirit here? So, Snipe, Freezing, Snake. So it could be Explosive, Rat, or Pressure Plate. Pressure Plate's the one I'm afraid of. I think I'll just use the hero power this turn instead of the Divine Spirit. What's he doing on turn 4? Jeez, I was about to say flanking strike. That's been so long ago. Not really sure which heal seems more relevant. There's a good chance this is explosive trap. So I guess I'll just heal here. That way I don't have to, like, I want to play a 4-drop next turn. I don't want to have to worry about healing my guy. Wow, secrets. Well, this one's definitely the most freezable. Okay, so the only other info I got there is freezing, right? The new one's not freezing, and the old one is pressure plate or rat trap. So, Psychopomp is obviously not the play. The other 4s all make sense. I'm showing 11, so none of them set up lethal. I guess the Henchman is pretty susceptible to snipe. But I've already got 1 health stuff. I mean, he could have, like, Unleash, though, which would be kind of a nightmare. So let's go with the one that eats snipe the best. Okay, so first one is rat or pressure. The other one is those. Or it could also be snake, right? I guess we're gonna get some info on snake here. Not snake. So it's rat and pressure plate? Is that right? It's exactly both of those? Which I guess means I don't really want to play this power word shield. So let's just do this. I'm only showing 16 here, but if I can pick up an inner fire, I'll have lethal. Okay, that was the best deadly shot for me. Oh, I guess because of pressure plate, inner fire is actually not lethal. My guy fell asleep. That's a super bummer. So Psychopomp hits Ancient Watcher, Arcane Watcher, or Librarian. I do have a Silence, so that's not that bad of a selection. But again, pressure plate, so I'm not super excited to play Silence. But I guess I am going to have a lot of stuff in play. So, like, I can just attack with my other stuff and then silence my guy. The Amit just, or the Psychopomp just puts a lot of stats in play. I'm threatening lethal here, potentially. What's 5? Brawl, I guess. Not sure what else he could hit here. So I should hopefully end the turn with 2 minions in play. If my guy doesn't fall asleep, this was the best result. Okay, he fell asleep again. But this was actually the best draw in my deck, I think. It allows me to activate both of my guys without setting off pressure plate. And now my dumb henchman can stop falling asleep. It's unfortunate that the turn he falls asleep, silencing him doesn't actually let you attack. Wind Fury Rush. Okay, so I've only got 4 power in play here. Inner Fire. So I have a 50-50 lethal here. Or wait, no. No. This is guaranteed. I use Silence to hit the pressure plate, and then whichever one lives does 18 damage. Yeah, you get a 6/6, that's cute. You're dead though.
mighty strength.
Cane Watcher plus Silence is pretty good. Maybe I can find an Ancient Watcher too. Shade Quill, not terrible. Oh, there's the Ancient Watcher. This could be a pretty good curve. I've got a lot of big boys I can play over the next few turns.
I hope you like my invention.
And he's playing some jank, so maybe I can get there.
I'm gonna win big.
I think I probably play the Shade Quill here. And then next turn, I spend 5 mana on these two. I'm kind of surprised to see the Volpera Scoundrel. Maybe that means he's Highlander. I feel like his plays have been pretty good for a Highlander deck, but I haven't seen any dupes yet. Alright, we're going face. All his shit's too small to care about. It's a pretty good response by him, but he's still dead over 2 turns with this board. It's a pretty strong 4-drop, but he shouldn't be able to abuse it too much. Oh, he hit a lifesteal minion, that's fun. Inner Fire. So this guy can deal 9, 14, that's not quite good enough. But let's go ahead and play this. Silence. So I could silence this thing to effectively deal 5 damage to the opponent. Seems pretty reasonable. But I don't know if I'm smorking here. You might want to draw 3 or 4 cards with Cleric.
Is someone injured?
I could send this guy in here to draw another card, but I don't think that's worth it. It definitely could be worth it, but I don't think it is. Let's actually just kill this thing. I don't really feel great using an Inner Fire like that, but I don't feel that bad about it either. My board is showing 19, but this Cleric is obviously not going to survive the turn. I can silence that and push 13. I'd probably rather just kill it and silence my 5/6, right? Do I Divine Spirit my Shade Quill? It'll be 14 health at the end of the turn. I did use 1 Inner Fire already, so the Divine Spirit loses quite a bit of value. And keeping the Shade Quill alive sort of does 5 damage to my opponent. Definitely worth silencing here to push 5. Even if he deals with this board, next turn I have this Amet Psychopomp combo. Make some pretty big minions. My guy didn't fall asleep, and that's lethal. Let's go, Henchman. Staying awake.
Randa versus
strength.
Any silence card in this hand can be pretty decent. It's always nice when they kill your thing when you don't even have a silence. Not so nice when you have literally nothing to play on turn 3. So he's showing a lot of damage. Seems like 4/7's better than 6/5 here. Show me a Doomsayer. Wait, he didn't have Coin Evolve? What an idiot. What an absolute idiot not having the best card there. Heal the minion, please. Nice. Wait, I can just, like, super cheese this guy if I pick up another Divine Spirit.
Mortals are so squishy.
Oh. Stormbringer. I see. So... Oh wait, I have... Lethal? Right? This is lethal? Okay, well that's super lethal, but I already had lethal.
Shadows are rising again, darker than they've ever been.